areas, dedicated to the health and well-being of the boxer breed. Lone Star Boxer Rescue is run and managed 100% by volunteers since 1999. Our main objective is to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome boxers that come to us from many sources, including local animal shelters, owner surrenders, and strays. For more information about Lone Star Boxer Rescue, visit our website at lsbr.org.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. We're so happy to have you, and even happier to have our sponsor, the Wootton Financial Group. And then Chris Wootton is our sponsor, and he's so great. I have to tell you, I have to brag on him sometimes, but I'm having to deal with him so much now, and he's so sweet and so do anything for you. He's not anybody to be afraid of. He says, have people call me. We'll set up a meeting. We'll talk about, what their finances are, and it's never too little, too much. You just come in here. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it grow and all that, and maybe try and get it out from under the mattress. He will be the guy that you want to be there, because he's been around over 21 years, and he's someone that you can really trust. Because you can't be somewhere 21 years in a place like Conroe without, if somebody tell on you, if you do anything bad, they'll let you know. And everybody will know. But no, he's got a good reputation. But I just hope that I speak with all the correct English and and sound wise and sound like I'm well read. Because today we have the library people with us, and they've got the easiest names it's like they knew about me, and they said, here, let's just tell you our names. It's Brandy and Mandy, and we're not going to go into the last name because I'm so glad I got Brandy and Mandy, and I can, they rhyme. And so anyway, this is Brandy and this is Mandy, and on to the right. So we are live and we're streaming, and so if all your people at the library are watching right now, is there anyone you'd like to say hi to?
Anne, our
Hello,
boss.
Anne.
Anne, what's her last name?
Neidinger.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Ann Snyder. No, I'm like, I know her. Hey, no, Anne Neidinger?
Mm-hmm, that's
okay,
correct.
well, great. You'll have to come on the show, and come on and just tell me, did they do right? Did they say all the right things? They didn't lie about anything or make anything up. Okay, and that will be fun. No, you guys are great, and what a great personality y'all have.
Oh,
Just
thank you.
so happy. And librarians, haven't always had that kind of reputation, because being the age I am, I've watched all the movies from the 30s to the 40s, the 50s, and I had, and all the librarians looked alike. Mm-hmm. And you had to have a bun, and you had to be saying shh all the time. Mm-hmm. Oh, that didn't sound right. I should have went like this. Shh. You know what I meant. I didn't. But that just reminds me. And I have to tell the story. Don't give. He'll say, Cindy, let's talk to them. Don't tell the stories. But my daughter got in the car and she said, Mom, one of my teachers, they said a really bad word. And I said, what? When? During class, she just said a bad word, and I don't know what to do. And I said, what? Tell me what the word is. She said, no, I can't tell you the word, then you'll be mad at me. And I said, you better tell me what that word is. And she said, I can't. I said, okay, well, just tell me what the first letter is. And she said, S. And I went, S. What's the second letter? And she said, H. And I went, she what? I know, Mom. She said, shut up, everybody. I'm so glad I waited and listened to the rest of the story, because I've been in there saying, this teacher told him. So you have to be careful. and she's learning how to spell though. But anyway, it was certainly good to know that the librarians at the schools have got, their own reputation, and they're very cool. And a lot of the kids come up and say they love to go to the library because the librarian is so much fun. Now, they have teaching credits. They have the same kind of education as a teacher has.
Some do, some do not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It just depends on your district.
Okay.
Oh, some do, some don't. It just depends on the district.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes it interesting. But if you have a personality and you love books and you love all that, you could have somebody that's got a certificate stand there by you. But a lot of times it's so interesting to find out that these librarians are so well liked, and kids will talk about them to me as they get in the car, and they'll say, "Oh, I got this book and I got that book, and Miss So and So said I could come back and get one that I think I really like." And I said, "Well, that's so good." And she said, "Oh yeah, they're so cool, and it's all about the books and what they have." This is at like Parmley and Lynn Lucas. That's where they went through, and now Willis High School. And so, but you guys are like the primo. I mean, you've got this huge, beautiful building.
We do.
And it's next to the flag park.
The Veterans Memorial Flag Park.
The Veterans Memorial Flag Park. And then you've got, let's see, what's next to that? There's something else. There's a pond, is there a reflection pool? Or
there are several pools there, and there's the flags around them, and several different monuments throughout the park.
Okay. Is that what Campobello did? You know who he is?
I don't.
He's the one that did the Texas, Craig Campobello? The Texan, the one that he's holding the flag, and he's got his hat on and all that.
Oh, okay.
And then he did the one that's out in front of the Simmons Bank now. It used to be American.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We are familiar.
Yeah. And he is an amazing artist. And he's right in downtown Conroe is where his studio is. It's just, he's done amazing things. So,
We'll have to go out there and look.
We will.
yeah. And then we have, there's somebody else that came on and was talking about the history of of libraries here, and I thought I would love to have y'all talk about that, because that's so cool. Like how long has that library, or how long is the Conroe Library? I mean, this just came into being not too long ago.
Yeah, so Brandy actually does a Wow Wednesday segment every Wednesday on our social media on Facebook, and she is our local historian when it comes to library history.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm sure you're aware that the Central Library used to be in the building next door to this building, which is now the tax office.
What is that why they kicked you out, so that they could have the tax? That's not right.
But we were fortunate enough in 1994 to get what is now the Central Library located next to the Flag Park. And so we've been there ever since. It's truly a wonderful library, and there are 7 libraries in our system of the Montgomery County Memorial Library System. So each one is unique, and yet they are all uniform in some ways. So we try to be sensitive to the patrons that are unique to each location, so that we provide the best product that we possibly can and a great service.
So a lot of people come in and ask you for certain books, and if you don't have them, you say, "Well, order them," or what do you? Is that what you say?
We share books throughout the system, and we also share books with Harris County and the Lone Star Community College.
Part of a consortium is what we say.
Wow.
So when you have a library card from Montgomery County, you actually have a library card for 3 different systems.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to find out, like, if you keep the book and you don't return it in time, tell me what happens. what would you do to the person that?
Well, so it won't be full blown like a Seinfeld episode. So I'm hoping that book you have is not a Tropic of Cancer or Capricorn.
No, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But it's no. It always would make me so nervous when I had little children. What's the famous book about the children and the daughters and the mother and the dad and the little oh boy, am I good at this. Nobody's coming. That isn't a good enough hint. Okay, maybe I'll think about it. But I had this book, and it was a very old, popular book. But I kept reading it one page, maybe every 2 or 3 days. I'd read a page of it, and then I thought, I've got to get this thing in, or I'm going to owe money. And so I didn't have it ready, and I didn't finish. And then I thought, what should I do? Should I hide the book? Burn the? No. I just thought, surely they'll be understanding and explain.
Yes.
I don't have the money to pay them that. Because if I had to go to my mom or say,
Right.
I owe $500 to the library, you have that money for me? I just said, okay, I'm going to go to the library. And they were so understanding. It's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
But did you keep reading it? Did you keep reading it? Did you finish it? Okay, so sit over there and you have to finish it.
That is mostly what matters, especially to librarians, is that you are reading.
Yes. See.
You are reading.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's good. And but I just had this, image in my head, like you saw on all the movies and stuff, that this person is going to take a ruler and slap you across the wrist and something. So, and
we have some stigmas to overcome.
We do,
for sure.
definitely.
But we do wear cardigans.
We do. We do. Yes. Yes.
I love that. That's great. But but now the shushing has always been the thing too. That's iconic for librarians. And do you do that, or did you walk up to him and say, if you don't shut your mouth, we're gonna take you right out of here? No, we're gonna do like shh. Do you do that a lot?
So one thing that I think that's, I don't know, I think has a historical basis, but I think it's a little bit mythical at the same time, because Mandy comes from a school background and I'm from the library exclusively. And so actually I came from the children's department initially. I was a children's assistant. And I had a wonderful, wonderful supervisor there. And she told me, she said, whatever you do, Brandy, she said, I find it very offensive to do this shh to a child. So she said, offer a quiet suggestion. She says, but we don't want that kind of a presence. And I've always followed that suit. I think it's better to try to entertain the child a little bit and maybe get what you want a different way rather than shh, shh.
Yeah.
Yes. So we try to break through that.
That's
Yes.
great.
It's the same at the school as well. You want the kids to enjoy their time at the library, whether it be school or public.
Right.
And, it's good to have fun and make noise sometimes. Mm-hmm. That's good.
It is. And I wonder, with the way kids are today, this sounds like not in my day, but remember, this is how kids are today. Is it like corralling cats? Is it like trying to corral
Brandy's
cats?
had her story times, so
look how she's
I know at the school, yes.
Yes.
But it's fun, always fun.
Always fun.
Always fun. I think that should be written up about. Always fun. And so when they come in there and they've had a bad day, and they just, their attitude is not right. How do you adjust their attitude to make them be quiet? And say, what do you say to them to bring them off the ledge?
Try to help them find that perfect book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I've actually, I know Mandy has too. We have done story times right on the spot. If we had a short story, not too engaging, but sometimes it'll bring the child right out of it. It just depends.
is a story that you've made up and that you say, this little boy one time was really talking through the whole day. No, you probably wouldn't do that. You read a regular book.
Actually, I think that's a great idea. You should elaborate more.
And this little boy's name was Joseph, just like you.
Yes.
Okay. And then he paid attention.
A lot of the job is because you're working with the public, is off the cuff sometimes.
Right. That's great.
Just feeling the situation.
Do y'all ever have any times where the kids say, okay, can we ask you to do something? Can we ask y'all to, let me see you do a dance. Turn around real quick and like you're doing a dance. Have they ever ask you any crazy things to do? That laugh when I'm telling you.
Brandy,
yeah, that's exactly right.
So it sort of relates to what you're asking, so I'm going to go ahead and segue into this a little
right
bit.
ahead.
So sometimes I would always say, well, we're going to do, we have our story time and all that. But one of the things that's very popular is to do like a family dance party. And so during summer reading program, we always try to have one or two here and there. But I found that it was extremely popular because typically a preschooler's story time is around 10:30 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Somebody somewhere has decided, based on, I'm sure, lots of facts, that that's a great time for a story time. And so many are at 10 and 10:30. But what I would do is do a couple stories as expected, maybe some songs and finger plays. But, you always want to play to your audience, and the parent is your audience. And if you can provide some activity for that child, they are likely to go home and take a nap, and guess what? You've got a friend for life in that parent, because they're going to come back every week for the story time because they know their child's going to go down for that nap.
Yeah, that is.
The parent can read their book.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Let me have that book. So Christy says that right at the end of the day, she starts playing music so they can all dance and jump around and do that. And she said it's perfect. It is. And I said, why don't you just do that in the beginning and maybe it'll calm everybody down in the beginning of the day. She says, no, I need them. I need them to stay awake. And so it's best to play. I said, what do you play? Like, what kind of music do you play? She says, I would never tell the principal, but it's music that makes those children dance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Those dance parties go very well. They're very popular.
Yeah. It's so smart. That's really smart to do. Now, y'all have a department that you were telling, I think you were did you fax it or, text me or talk to me about?
I think I texted you.
Okay. The ancestry.
Oh, we do. Yeah.
I am so... you got to tell me how that works.
Wow.
Yeah, so we do, like Brandy said, we have 7 branches throughout Montgomery County with a secret eighth one. And then...
That will be announced later, so stay with us.
Stay tuned.
And then we do have a genealogy and local history room. That is the
third largest genealogy room in the state of Texas.
In the state of Texas?
In the state of Texas.
Girl,
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
And so when we go out, because, we're that outreach PR team, we like to let people know in this regard. We say, have you ever been watching your television and you've heard of something called Legacy Box? And they'll go, oh, yes, absolutely. I know all about that. And so then we always make sure they know that they can come up to the genealogy room and make an appointment. The appointment is so you have one-on-one instruction on how to do this. We have something called, a preservation pad. And so just like Legacy Box charges people to convert their, VHS tapes to DVD, their 8mm over to an SD card, we can do that for you and help you learn how to do it for free.
Yeah.
So you just need to know, do I need an SD card? Do I need a DVD-R? Whatever I need. And they will tell you what you need if you tell them exactly what your plans are and what you're converting. And it's free, Cindy. It doesn't cost anything. You can take care of it. And all that money you would have spent on a legacy box, guess what? You can spend it on something else.
Yes, like donating to the library.
That's
that would be
right.
great.
Oh, we love it.
Richard has always said, he says, I need to start a school for people like you, Cindy, that have no idea in the technology world, what you should do with what, and and how to do anything with technology. And I said, well, that would be a great idea, because I would come to that school. And he said, it's just for old people like you. So that's it'd
my.
be. Didn't you say that?
Oh,
yes,
my.
you did.
Well, you know what? I'd be right there with you.
Well, she's probably listening right now, but I'm going to throw her under the bus. My 21-year-old daughter would be right there with you, too.
Now, is that because of the way Richard looks, or you think that Richard would be a good teacher?
Well, I was just worried about you. That's all.
He does worry about me. I'm his grandma, office grandma, and he tries to take care of me, and plus because I feed him every Tuesday, I bring him food.
My
That's
favorite
why.
thing that she does when it comes to technology, to give you an idea, yesterday she had a guest, and she always likes to get pictures, because we like to put pictures, headshots like y'all provided, and her wisdom to get a picture of this young lady is she's like, oh, I saw a picture of her on a slideshow on TV. So she went to the television and waited during the whole slideshow, waited for the moment for her picture to show up, and she to try to take it, but she missed it. So she waited again, and then so she's taking a picture. She sends me a picture of a television with the picture of this girl, and I go, you could probably just search her on the internet. Like, she's probably has a LinkedIn or something. She's a professional, and she goes, no, this is the only way I could find it.
But the worst part is sitting right here is a remote that I could have stopped it at any time or rewound back. I could have done that. I know about rewinding, but it sat right there, and I sat there and watched that, the Conroe. It's a welcoming video, and it tells all the things you want to know about Conroe. If you live here, or if you would like to live here. And so it goes through all these different departments, and it's only on like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they slide off to the other. So I had seen the picture that he had taken, Andrew Usey, our information guy, took of her, and so I thought, I'll get it from there. I thought it was so smart of me to figure out to do it from there, because I couldn't find her on Facebook because I didn't know her last name. You got to know somebody's last name to get that, because there's a lot of Ashleys.
Well, you know that the library has all those tools to help you figure those things out.
Could y'all have the Cindy Cochran room and just
Gladly.
dedicate that, and I will.
We have
I'll
so
donate.
many free computer classes. We even have computer analysts that teach them to you. We have free resources online that you could take Udemy courses and teach yourself how to do all sorts of things.
Well, what
For free.
for free?
Free with your
That-
library card.
That 4-letter word is great.
Absolutely.
It is, and it's little known.
Little anywhere.
Right.
It's everything you go do is too much money, or it's gone up too much.
Right.
So if the library is offering free, that's your biggest magnet. Free. But I'll tell you, what makes me so mad is that because technology has changed things so fast. Because for 10 years, I'm in an industry where I'm doing all the shooting, the editing, the putting things together and making videos for certain companies, for charity, for whatever it was, doing all that. And I was doing it because I tried to sit down with somebody like Richard, and they do the editing, and I tell them what I want. And so I did that, but they would tell me, I can't do that. Can't do it. We can't do stuff like that. Well, what are you talking about? After I was told that so many times, I thought, I know that's not right. So I started trying to do the editing and doing it myself and teaching myself because I watched them all the time. And so I thought, I can do this. And I learned it. And my son now says, Mom, I have to, you call me all the time. He's the IT for Aldine District. And so I call him all the time and he says, you did all of that. Have you forgotten all of that? And I said, listen, what is your name again? Yeah, listen, Jed, you forget things when you get a little older. You forget things, and you want to forget things because it was a a tedious job, and you want to go on to bigger and better things. But he said, but Mom, he's brought so many different new items and things to me so I can do a podcast at my house. And the farthest I got was decorating the back. The
fun stuff.
The important things.
I made it look like a movie, all these movie things and all these artifacts from old time. It was so, that looks good. And I just had no idea how to put the camera in there and do I did about 3 of them teaching sign language. That's what I wanted to do, was to teach sign language. And so I did about 3 of them, and then I had 3 strokes, and then I had a bypass, and I had to come back and tell the audience, I can't do this anymore because, and I told them I had 3. I'm trying to think, did I spell stroke right? They could have all kind of thing that I had. But anyway, of course, I got over all that. But it was the technology goes so fast.
It really does.
Absolutely.
And what I loved was, now you guys, whenever you put something together and doing it just like holding a camera, your phone up, and putting stuff together with that. TV has dumbed down everybody so much that those things are fine. It's like reality, like, oh, good, you can put something together. It doesn't have to be slick, in film or anything like that.
Right.
Just real. Do y'all do anything like that? Or do you teach it? Or you?
We have, like I said, all these resources online that allow you to teach yourself or allow you to watch. It's like
you're like Google.
Yes, we're the library.
We're the library. And better than anything,
Absolutely.
We're your modern day library.
That's so it keeps you up to date on
We
what's
do.
what's
And
going
like
on.
I said, we do have a computer analyst at each branch who offer computer classes on a wide variety of, technical skills. So,
Well, Richard's made me feel that I might drive him crazy because after watching his reaction of he said, how many times a day have I told you that same thing over and over? You can't use music off the internet. I keep trying to tell him, but I know there's a rule about if you do under 15 seconds, they won't charge you royalties for it. Is that right?
I don't think so
not
anymore.
sure about that.
We're on.
Look at him.
A big part of my job is making
Staying
sure
up
our
with
social
law.
media is up to snuff for the system. And
Yes.
He's moving the mic up.
What Cindy fails to comprehend is if it works for FM, it doesn't necessarily mean it works for every single other way to listen to audio devices. So she's stuck on this 15-second rule, and she thinks it applies to everything that has to do with maybe a rule. And I try to explain to her, I was like, it's not 15, it's 15 seconds for FM. But for YouTube, they have that's zero tolerance. So if you play any royalty music that you don't have approval for and go through the approval process to use, and you have to use that specific piece of music. And if you use any other version of it, it somehow knows, and it'll just block it. It'll just turn it off.
Well, that explains it. See, now I understand that.
And the only way around it is if a person performs it live
Yes.
in the studio, and it's for some reason they can't detect it that easily. Unless the person sounds like too much like them, and then I think that'd be a huge compliment if they're
Yeah.
sounding just
Right.
And to learn more about copyright, you could come to your local library.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is
So-
so good. That is so good. Do you guys now? If somebody wanted to copyright their song, and they could come to you and you could show, you could show them how to do that, right?
We could lead them in the right direction
To find the right
to
book or
find
online source.
the information.
It's pretty easy,
Yeah.
especially if you know how to use a computer.
Well, see,
But Cindy's a face-to-face kind of person.
And
But,
that's okay.
but I wrote a lot of songs, and so I had to find the cheapest way to do that, to copyright them, because I went through the Library of Congress, and that was a lot. So this person told me one time that was in the business, said, look, if you'll just get the front page of the paper, cut the headline out, and it gives the date and everything that the paper was printed, and then you put your song in it, and you mail that to yourself, mail it back to you, and then you have it. It's gone through the mail. It's stamped with the mail, and all. So you've got, it's better than nothing, and it'd be cheaper, and you could take it to court as long
Right.
as you don't open that. As long as they can tell it was never opened,
Right.
that would be legal.
You know who could help? That secret eighth
The
branch.
8th branch.
Oh, does that bring up the secret 8th branch? Okay.
It does. Are you ready for that?
I am so ready. Drum roll, please. Okay, what is that?
The 8th wonder of the library is the law library.
You have a law
There's
library?
a
do.
law library in downtown Conroe.
And is that where all those legal, there are a lot of lawyers down there. Is that near there?
And so other attorneys do go there for whatever materials that they need for whatever they're working on, but they do actually have a reference attorney on staff.
Oh my goodness.
So the librarians can't help you with like legal work,
Right.
but they could definitely point you in the right direction or get you the resources that you would need
Right.
to help you out. And then the reference attorney could help you file the forms and paperwork that you would need for like simple cases.
So there's been no lawyers that have come up and said, we're going to sue you because you're taking away our business.
Well, it's Montgomery County. It's,
Yes.
this is
It's a public entity.
that's right,
a
and
public
anybody in
entity.
the public can go
That's
use
right.
our.
It's
law library.
okay.
Yes.
I love that because when they started coming out with a lot of, if you need law work, you can go to this online thing and fill it out, and it'll be fine. It'll be all legal and all that. And I just wondered what the lawyers were thinking about that. Was that, something that they talked against, or, no, you still need that legal person sitting there, the flesh and blood. You need them to tell you whether you're
Well,
wrong
they have a
or you're going
reference
to
attorney.
jail.
Well, they do.
No, that's right. No, you've got a good buffer. You just say like, we're just trying to help get them to the right place. That's all I'm trying to do. What do you want from me? So I think that's really exciting to know, though, because so many people would, they know they need to get something copyrighted, or they need some legalese with it and that kind of thing. And so where can I go? The library. And I bet you've got other, probably a list like that long of things that people probably don't know. What would be like the top 5 that people don't know that the library can give them and do for them?
I'll tell you one that's very popular.
Well, you better tell me. Well, I'll tell you.
One's very popular.
Y'all get close to the mic because I want everybody to hear this now.
Okay, so a lot of people, I myself included, you take classes like for the Microsoft Office suite over at some of the local colleges, and touching on, the importance of having that free library card. We offer self-guided tutorials free of charge through our databases with your library card. You don't even have to be in the physical library to use it. You can actually log on to your home computer and do any kind of thing with Microsoft Office, and it is completely free. And as I said, it's self-guided so that you go at your own pace. So it's for Excel and Word and just anything.
And so you have an account number.
You do.
And you go into online and you just go through your account.
Yeah, as long as you're accessing those websites through our website, countylibrary.org, everything is free.
and you walk the person through it, it wouldn't be real difficult for somebody like me to get through there. Okay. I would be really good for y'all to call in and say, okay, Cindy, this is a new website we have, and we want to see if anybody could use it. So could you just show us how you would do this? And we'll see.
Speaking of website, this is something else. We launched our brand new website last week.
Yes.
Last week.
So for several months now, we've sort of been piggybacking off of the Montgomery County website. Because ours was under construction, and last week we launched our brand new one, and it has so many accessibility. It has an accessibility menu where you can do different accommodations. So you can make the font bigger, you can translate it, it's dyslexia friendly. Change the screen color, all of that stuff to be more inclusive.
That is great. Y'all have weight loss classes?
I wouldn't
put it past them.
People can rent out, we say, our meeting rooms. We have meeting rooms available, which is one more thing that the library offers. Our meeting rooms. We have study rooms and meeting rooms.
Yes, absolutely. With that library card, if you are a nonprofit, for example, meeting room use is free of charge. And you can actually have 3 meetings per month, although 2 of the 3 can be at the same branch, but the third has to be at an alternate branch.
Okay.
So anyway, but you can definitely use the meeting rooms for whatever purpose. I mean, you
yoga,
have a book club.
Anything they could do.
We'll see. We evaluate every application on an individual basis.
Make sure we're not doing acrobatics. Somebody gets hurt on county property.
What are you going to wear? Yeah, that's right. That's right. How dangerous it is. Sword swallowing. No, we don't do that anymore. we stop that.
But we could have a dance party.
Now, y'all should be doing teaching dance, like for the, like the. I'm trying to picture y'all in there doing the new dances, but what's bad is that there's not. Dancing is funny because it has such a great long history of all these changes of dancing. And I remember that we had to go to Galveston because all the new dances in the 60s were coming out of Galveston because people came from the north and all that to vacation in Galveston. And so they'd have the parties and they'd do the dances on the beach and stuff like that. And so you could learn the new dances that are coming to eventually Texas because we were the last ones that would know it. But but because of all that history, it's been funny. I keep thinking there's going to be some movie that's going to happen, and they're going to go through the whole timeline of it dancing. And now but it doesn't seem like there's any real, the twist, and you could name different dances of different eras, but lately it seems like they just do. They stand there and
yes,
jump or.
I've got some teenagers.
Okay, and because all you have to do is do something like this, and they go like, "That's 80s, mother. Don't do that. Don't ever do that again." I said, "What about this?" And they go, "Oh, don't do that. Oh my, no." That's a dab. Don't dab.
Well, Cindy, you could look up the history of dancing at the library.
This is true.
I love that she is right. Yes. I can't even find a subject matter that you probably are not familiar with or have books on.
Absolutely.
And there's so many obscure things too. We have something very new in our system.
Thing that
I
the
brought
library
a
offers.
sample. So this is, Cindy, the Library of Things. So we are going to pilot this program at both the Magnolia and the Mitchell branches. And so you're saying, well, if that's a sewing machine and I'm checking out a sewing machine, well, why is this little case? Well, because what will go in the case will be the instructions on how to use the sewing machine.
That is great.
Yes, it's it's as I said, it's a new program and being piloted at just the 2 branches for now. Each branch will probably have very unique things. I know our Mitchell branch, someone donated a beautiful walking stick. So they're waiting to see who's going to check that out. And
they could check it out?
They can check it out.
Yep, you can check out the sewing machine, the walking stick. I think there's a ring light you could check out to
do makeup,
do your makeup or videos,
or videos.
How long?
Board games. I think somebody donated cookie cutters,
Yes.
cake
pans.
Yeah, cake pans.
Cake pans. Mm-hmm.
And so
We've got our fingers in everything.
We
Cindy.
do. We do.
And if you don't get those cake bands back, you only had 1 week with that. That's
It's
enough.
part of that modern day library.
Yes. Yeah, I love you guys are like trying to be all things to all people. I like that.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's what a
and I
library
like that. All
is.
things to all people. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's such a wonderful, goal for a community.
Well, I'm just so glad that you're not just librarians because people come check you out. So you can use that too. But
Okay.
anyway, because we would go to the library and somebody would say that. I said, I like coming here because you can check out so many things. And the other person said, and the women here, there's so many women in libraries.
Oh my goodness.
So, and that was way back, when, 60s. But it was, that's when I felt like the libraries were so important and all that. And when this was like the pinnacle of something that happened to me that I'm so proud of, is that I had written a book on signing with Cindy, and so I did this book, and the Houston Library called me and said, would you donate a copy of it? And I said, would I donate a copy? I would pay y'all. You would have my book in the Houston Library, downtown Houston Library? Mm-hmm. They said, yes, that would, if that's okay with you. And I was so proud of that. Mm-hmm. And you go in there and there's 50 jillion books everywhere, and this was like a book that was like this thick, and it was, so I didn't know if anybody would ever find it, but it was incredible to have a book that you did in the library.
Yeah.
And it was an instructional book. It wasn't any fiction or any great writing or anything like that. It was just it was how to sign.
Yes.
And so it was, that made me feel like, the library is like the pinnacle of it. Like if you can get your book or something in there, that's great. And there used to be the papers. You could go in the newspapers and go back and however you went to in those film things. Do you remember?
Yes, that's part of the genealogy department.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. See,
Yes.
and that was always great. Like, because somebody say like, well, it was in the paper, and I went, no, it wasn't. It was in the paper. You go to the library and look up this, and it'll be right there.
That's right.
And and I started thinking of all the things that have happened, and you could go back and reread that because you can't pull it up on a lot of things, a lot of devices, but you can go to the library and they see it. Oh, that is just so exciting. So anyway, I think what you're doing is great because you're inspiring people that have forgotten about the library, and say, and you can do all of that because that doesn't happen anywhere else.
Right.
To be able to get it, and for free.
It's free. It's the best price in town.
You guys need to do a spot and run it on Channel 12. We have our own channel on Channel 12.
Okay.
Wow.
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? See, isn't
Richard,
that something?
get it together.
Richard, you're supposed to tell us these things.
He's right. Channel 12. Look at it.
It's not me, Cindy. It's the city of Conroe. It's not me.
I didn't say. I said Rich. I was saying Richard. Like, see, people don't know about it.
Well, it's
don't
not
know
my
about it.
channel. I got to understand why
I was
it's
just
my
having-
responsibility.
I was commiserating with you about saying I wish they knew about the channel because eventually our shows will be back on. We had them on there for a while, and then they changed everything, but now it's coming back through. Andrew Usey is redoing that station, but but we do have our own channel that just
Yeah.
goes through Montgomery County. It's channel 12.
Wow.
And what a great spot right next to 13 and between 11 and
Right.
13. So you just
And we
have
could
to.
talk about National Library Week.
Yes.
And make it sexy and make it fun.
I don't know about that.
We didn't know this was going to take that angle.
We can answer all your questions that you're afraid to ask. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
That's what I mean. That's what I think this y'all could have so much fun. It would be great because
Yeah, we
because-
truly could talk forever about
could.
all things library.
Yeah, and they're not. It's not a boring subject. I mean, if we were talking about Little Women, that was the name of the book.
Little Women.
Little Women.
Louisa May Alcott.
That you
Lisa
still
Win-
owe what?
She owes nothing. It's
I
been
owe-
dismissed.
It's been dismissed.
It's been dismissed.
There's
Was it Montgomery County? We'll go check. We'll check.
I'll get my lawyer. Isn't there something about, after 7 years and it's, what is that called? Whenever you go past the 7 years and the time runs out on a case.
Oh, a moratorium.
Okay, so and then yeah.
She's been to the law library.
Yeah, the law library. It can be so dangerous because you learn so many different things. Do you feel like you walk out of there and go like, and look at people, and you never look down at them, down on the people because they don't have any knowledge and they're not smart enough. But you have all this stuff in your brain about all the things that you've read. Were you a reader when you were little?
I was not. But my problem is I have all the things in my brain of the things that I've read, but then I've forgotten to walk down the stairs. So like it's a give and take for me. I don't know. But no, I was not a reader. Actually, I would take a Bernstein Bear book and the other book that I was actually supposed to be reading and kind of do this so I wouldn't have to read.
I love it.
And now
That's
I-
transparent. I'm just so proud of you. That's great. My grandmother, loved reading, but she said, but I don't have time to read anymore. So I'm going to wait till I retire and then I'm going to read. And then I'll start reading and I'll just save up all these books. And her eyesight went. She was so mad. And she kept telling all the children, read now, read
Yes.
now. Don't wait until you think, I'll wait. And then because my eyesight is gone and I can't read anymore.
Yeah.
So it was really sad, because that was like, she couldn't wait to be able to retire to do that. So that inspired me, but not enough to read. But it inspired me. It made me feel so sad for her. And so I went and I started reading newspapers for the blind. And that was so fulfilling and it's so much fun, except when you read like that and you read, okay, you're going to do the sports section today, Cindy, or you're going to do this section, and you don't know what words you're coming up on and go like, I have no idea how to pronounce this word. So he said, okay, so we're going to start practicing what you read, and then the words you don't know, we'll circle and make sure that we'll spell it out phonetically, and and all that. It's like reading the Bible in Deuteronomy, and there's no way you can get through those
Yes.
names and stuff. So I think that if y'all had, what do you do the blind? You have deaf, you have hearing impaired, you have deaf sections and stuff like that.
We have audiobooks for those who cannot read, and we also offer large print books.
Yes. And the Talking Books program as well.
We do have the Talking Books program.
Oh,
which will read it to you.
Yes,
and,
yes.
We just started the Wonder Books. We got in some Wonder Books, and they're the children's books, but they have like a little speaker that's attached to the book, and you can push it, and it'll read the book.
It'll read the book.
for
And
you.
that's so great. I mean, that kind of technology.
I keep
don't remember
thinking
that.
all things to all people. I really love what you said. You need
yes.
to coin it.
Okay. Okay, royalties are a thing, as you can know. But you're the library. We're a public entity. Shut up, Cindy. No. I have 3 minutes now.
Okay.
And see how fast that went? That just
very fast, and
but
what a lovely visit.
You have gone through so many things.
We really have, and we've barely scratched the surface.
We have so much more information.
That's
Cindy.
why we do this, so you can come back. I'm not going to get it all done today.
Oh my
gosh,
you
have
that's
to come
wonderful.
back. And anytime anything is coming up, you let me know, and you guys can come back, and if you need to bring somebody, to sit, we'll sit right here, and or if you have a student or somebody that uses the library all the time, or an older person that uses the library all the time, and let them just rave about the library, we can have them as a let's say. It's good always to have somebody that's outside of being paid by the library.
Yes, absolutely. Someone that's truly beneficial to.
Yes,
as far as a part of the
testimonial.
Public. Yes, a
from
testimonial.
Someone. Yes,
yes,
that would
absolutely.
be lovely.
Yes.
But anyway, I just want to tell you thank you so much, and thank you for what you're doing and what you're doing for the community. Say it all together. Free. That was wonderful. But I also want to thank our first responders. We always end this show by thanking the first responders and our police, our firemen, and all the people that respond. The first ones to respond to a tragedy or something that's happened. Absolutely. It could be also a mom who responds to the kids, the first one that responds to them. But if you're the first responder, we appreciate you, because you're running at something that we run away from, and you keep us safe and sweet. Make me cry. Okay, thank you, first responders. And listen, if you have somebody that you love and you haven't called lately, call somebody. All right, I'll see you next week. I'm getting on my weekend starts now. Bye bye.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran's show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
Statistics show that 1 out of every 6 Texans struggles with food insecurity and hunger. And many people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables every day. The Better Living for Texans program is here to help you learn how to make healthy menu choices, save money at the grocery store, prepare quick and delicious meals, get more good nutrition in your day, and get more physical activity. Classes are fun, friendly, interactive, and free, and taught in English and Spanish. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floors. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Vail Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit, began in